talking today with the lovely and wonderfully talented Brittini Black. I can't tell you how much of a fan I am of Brittini's. I've seen her do some things here that are totally amazing.
Mm-hmm.
If you had Brittini sing one of your songs, you need to consider that in the very near future. Well, Brittini, how are you?
That's so nice. What an introduction. I am doing well. How are you guys all doing? I hope well as well.
We're doing great. It's a Friday, so everything's kind of wound down here, and that's a wonderful thing for me because I'm going to be getting ready to get out of here as soon as we finish up.
Yeah, good. Busy week.
Tell me a little bit. You are originally from Las Vegas, is that right?
Yes, I am. I've been here now long enough that I think I can finally say I'm from here, but but yeah, I did. I grew up in Las Vegas, and my mother and I were actually doing music together, so we were a duo, and so we were coming back and forth to Nashville even when I was younger, but yes, lived there until I graduated high school.
So you were coming to Nashville before you came here to go to school.
Yes. Yeah. And we since we were a duo, we were kind of, doing the meeting with labels thing and just trying to songwriting and just being connected here as much as we could.
Okay. And so I'm sure that played into you deciding to go to school at Belmont.
Definitely, but actually the whole Belmont thing was a plan since I was, I believe, in 6th grade. That's kind of when my mom and I really started the duo thing, really seriously. And so I remember missing a day of 6th grade to go film our first music video. So, it was very cool. But even way back then, I had known about Belmont, and I had people telling me, depending on what happens, if you guys don't get signed or haven't been signed yet, you need to move to Nashville and try to get Brittini into Belmont. So kind of a plan since I was 11 years old.
So when did you and your mom actually move to Nashville? Was it when you were getting ready to start Belmont, or was it a couple of years before that? Or
yeah, actually we had a couple almost opportunities happen. They fell through. So when I graduated from high school, we just made a plan to come here. And actually during that time, like right at the same time, we were talking with Decca Records. That was a label big here back in the day. And we were going to do a development deal with them. So we were sort of in the process of, working that out and also moving here. And then I did also have and that I was going to start Belmont as well. So, and then unfortunately the Decca thing fell through. They actually closed it was like a month later. So that's just how timing works in this town sometimes, but it was still a good time for us to move here and for me to start Belmont and all that and just keep working on the.
Did your mom continue to pursue music once you guys got here? I mean, as the duo, but even after you started Belmont, did she continue, going solo or doing anything like that?
Well, we kept being a duo for, a couple years anyway. And during the time at Belmont, I started also doing more of my solo thing. So my mom's first love has always been songwriting. So she's primarily just really stayed focused on that as kind of her main focus. And then I, did a little bit more of the artist thing and but then even now we still get together and sing a lot for mostly like charity type stuff or writers' nights, or we sing a lot for the rescue mission. We sing together at church, all that kind of stuff. So she still pursued it kind of in a different way a little bit. And then we still get to have fun and sing together. And then I do my own stuff as well. So it's been really fun.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Tell me a little bit. Tell me a little bit about you performed on the Best of the Best concert at the Ryman Auditorium, which was it the best of the best Belmont students alums who had graduated from Belmont?
Yeah, actually, that particular show that I was in was really fun because, yeah, when I was at Belmont, I think that was the only year that they were able to take that show to the Ryman. So we did get to play at the Ryman, which was amazing. And then Belmont has a bunch of different showcases throughout the year. So they have a country showcase, a pop showcase, a songwriter showcase, all these different ones. And they pick kind of like a winner from each of those showcases to be in the best of the best at the end of the year, which is like, the final concert for the school year, basically. So it was very fun because of a couple of years in a row, I did the country showcase and then, sort of got picked in that and then being the best of the best. But that particular year I just felt like it was such a big moment because we not only got to be at the Ryman, but then Brad Paisley was there and did a little something, and we just felt like we had made it already. So it was pretty neat. So now, of course, Belmont has their own amazing auditoriums, but we didn't have it then, so we thought we were something.
Yeah. Brad
Mm-hmm.
Brad Paisley is quite a talent. Was he a couple of years ahead of you? I mean,
Yeah,
was he already a fairly big country artist by the time you performed with him?
Yeah, that year, I think he had already had like a handful of number ones. So I think he had And We Danced and a couple of those real, early songs. But yeah, he was already, a pretty big artist. So for us to be able to be, we joked back then that he was opening for us. So,
Yeah, right.
definitely not the case. But part of what made Belmont so fun and still makes it fun is just that so many such talented people have come from there. So, I was in the same class with Josh Turner and we just had such a talent, like Brothers Osborne. Those guys are my buddies and we've played together forever. And Lady A, I met just right out of college. They didn't go to Belmont, but just kind of like, I feel like everybody kind of gathered in this. There's so much talent. And we just had so much fun being together and being able to, just share our talents in different ways and all come together to make really good music and learn and do some really fun things while we were there. So it was such a great experience.
Belmont has always been, and I remember when after I got to town, that there were still people who gathered at Belmont to make music. Dave Loggins and people like that would show up over there and just sit around and play music.
Mm-hmm.
Because Belmont just attracted all this musical talent, and I'm sure that there were a lot of bands and a lot of musical friendships and partnerships that came out of there that a lot of people will probably never know about.
Oh, so many. I'm thinking through now about how many people were just like mind-blowingly talented. Like even in classes like ear training or something where you don't, people will never know about those things. But like there was a couple guitar players specifically that played in good big bands, during our time at Belmont, and they would just be like, they would finish their whole workbook in one night. And I'm like, okay, like you just really felt like you could be talented, but you almost felt like the tiniest fish in this huge ocean because you just were like, everybody you met was just almost like genius level, So, so it was inspiring because it really made you want to be better. But then I think, it was hard for some people too, because some people, they were still talented, but it really, you kind of wrote the people that worked hard and were really kind of extra talented in, in their certain areas or whatever, really rose to the top. And but yeah, I mean, there's such good people, so much talent, so much fun, just to, like you said, even if you're just getting together to jam or whatever. Um, but yeah, I mean, friendships for a lifetime, and now it's fun to root a lot of them on. You know, seeing some of my friends right up there on the big stages, so it's so fun.
That's fine, Brittany. This is Brittany having a mom moment, and so that's what life is all about.
Well, if you got three, somebody's always needing something.
How did you break into the studio singing? Were you doing that when your mom and you were coming here? Did you break into that before you actually moved here, or?
Yeah, not really. I was, I guess, so focused on our duo thing and me, you know, being a solo artist and starting to write during that time. I really didn't have, maybe I just didn't have time to focus on this studio thing, but I'm so thankful because I guess it just slowly, as I was writing with people and doing sessions and, you know, like of our own songs that we were writing together, and I was able to write with some really big, you know, hit writers here in Nashville. I think just somebody would hear something, you know, something that I sang and then ask who it was and, you know, call me to do their song or whatever. And so much of this town is those little networking moments, and just kind of being out there and being heard and, you know, meeting people or whatever. So just little by little, I just started getting calls to do, you know, a song here and there, and it just kind of grew into what it is now.
I think I became aware of you probably when I was at Evergreen Copyrights between 2005 and 2008, because we signed a writer named Steve Diamond. And I would ask Steve when he would bring in his new songs, I'd say, who in the world is singing that? Oh, that's Brittini Black. And I mean, you blew me away on the stuff that you were singing for Steve. And I know that you've also sung some stuff for Desmond Child, and you've worked for some really big songwriters and other big artists.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, again, I'm just, you know, I'm so thankful. I don't necessarily know how those things happened. I think it was just a mix of back then I was working with a writer, producer, like kind of new producer, Tammy Hyler, who's written a couple number ones for like Colin Ray, and we were working together. She was trying to get me you know, signed for a little while, and so through her I was able to work with Steve Diamond and just some you know, just some people that I didn't even know how I ended up in the room with them. You know, it was just like so much fun, and learned so much, and it was just such a like, oh my gosh moment for me. So through Tammy, a lot of those things happened, and then again, just over the years, like Desmond Child, when I sang for him, he heard me at a thing that I sang in New York. I sang a demo for a guy named Dustin James, who wrote this beautiful song called America that I actually released like as an artist, because I was doing so much with the military. I just grabbed on that. It's so beautiful and so meaningful and everything. And Desmond was in the audience that night when I sang in New York at a CSAC thing. So he, you know, just talked to me later and was like, I would love you to sing, you know, I have this song that I don't know who else would sing it. I want you to come and sing it. So just again, just kind of being in the right, you know, moments, and kind of being out there and being heard. And thankfully, I've gotten some opportunities that way. So it's pretty amazing to be in the room with him, let me tell you.
Wow. Yeah. I saw him the other night. There's a thing on PBS it's a songwriter series or something that PBS runs. Victoria Shaw hosts it, and Desmond was on there.
Yeah, and I've written a lot too, and she's wonderful.
With Vicky?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great. Tell me about, now I know that you've done some NASCAR performances as well.
I have. Yeah, I guess this was like 2011-ish already. I can't believe how fast time flies, but I did have a record out called Good Happens, and during that time, well, I guess back to my mom, she's one of her things that she's always loved to write are jingles and, you know, like commercial songs for products, and, you know, that just kind of all in that world. And through some people that we knew, she realized that Aaron's, the company, the rent to own company, Aaron's, was looking for a new sort of whole marketing thing in general. So they were looking to change up some stuff, and she wrote a song for them, and we went and sung it for the, you know, the president, and they liked the song. So that's when I actually did a bunch of commercials for them and sang this jingle and sang it in Spanish, and even did like a hip hop version for all their markets. And one of the big things that Aaron's is involved in is, you know, they have NASCAR. So it was just sort of a stair step into that from doing their commercials, just being at the races, singing a couple songs from my record, singing the little jingle that we had on, you know, for their TV stuff and their ad campaigns and all that, and just meeting people and being out there. It was like a little tour circuit to hit all the NASCAR races. It was wild. It was fun.
I'll bet it was, and I'll bet it was noisy too.
It was loud. I'm surprised I have any hearing left, but no, it was really fun. And one of the biggest things that I got to do at the NASCAR race, I got to sing the anthem, like on TV. I mean, you know, nationwide. It was something else.
Well, those are not small audiences either. I mean, they're what, 150?
Oh yeah,
80,000 people. I mean, it's huge.
Oh,
huge.
It is. I mean, I've never seen such an audience looking up and just going. I mean, it just looked like a bunch of little just peas forever, like little heads just like going on and on and on. It was amazing. It was awesome. That was Talladega, and that was just
wow.
Yeah, that was big.
Wow. Did everybody get that? Brittini sung at Talladega, okay?
I mean, come on.
Now, you also play some other instruments. And that I didn't know. I didn't know that you are a mandolin player and that's your favorite instrument. And you also play piano and guitar and flute.
I do. I wish I could say that I played all those better than I do, but I do play them. Flute, believe it or not, French horn, I played those all growing up. And then I've just always loved bluegrass music. It's like my favorite music just to listen to, and sort of just, I don't know, it just makes me so happy. So I love all those instruments, and mandolin is the best. I just think it's so it's fun, it's little, it's different. It, you know, the tone is beautiful. I mean, of course you have to play it. I wish I could play it like Ricky Skaggs or something, but it's still just a beautiful, fun instrument. So I kind of play it a little bit like guitar. I mean, I played a little bit kind of mandolin-y, but more kind of strumming, you know, just for the most part anyway. But yeah, I love it. And and yeah, piano and guitar too, just you know, just to kind of help me write and play along with some songs mostly. But it's so fun. My parents were both instrumentalists, and my father was a band teacher growing up. So that's probably why I just had access to a few different things and was always messing around with stuff. So it's kind of a secret little love of mine to just, you know, learn different instruments.
Do you ever play your flute anymore?
Actually, we got it out not long ago, and I was going to start teaching my oldest daughter, Charlie, and one of the keys is broken. So we've got to take it in to get it fixed. But not too long ago, I don't know how I get myself into stuff like this, but at church, we did a a Christmas program, and I not only sung in the worship team and all that, but I played my flute, my piccolo, the French horn, and then I did the singing and stuff. So it's probably a little rusty, but we can get it done.
Wow. Particularly French horn, though. I mean, to get that lip back and get that in shape, that French horn is a hard instrument.
It is. You're right. The embouchure thing is really, I mean, that'll take a while to get back every time, And the thing about the French horn is you just got to have a really good ear. That's the hardest thing about it. You really have to just hear the placement, because there's only so many, valves to push. So it's not like just a fingering and there's your E or whatever. It's like you really have to practice your pitch like recognition. So that's a tough one, but it was crazy, but it's fun.
Yeah, you do a lot of that pitch with your embouchure and with your lip.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I took a brass class. I was a music major in college, and I took a brass class, and oh man, French horn was
and
it was a nightmare.
That thing doesn't sound very pretty.
When it's not played correctly, no, it does not.
Oh no.
So we've kind of touched on your family, but you now have three kids.
I do, yeah. One second. Hold on one second. Sorry, that's one of them right now. Yes, I do. I have a 7-year-old daughter and a 3-year-old daughter, and then a 1.5-year-old little son. So we're busy around here, but it's so much fun. I can't even tell you.
So that's a full-time job.
It is.
It's a full, and particularly now, with I don't want to date the video, but we're in this COVID virus thing, and where everybody is supposed to stay home, and the kids can't go to school, and I mean, so it is. I'm sure it's been the last couple of months have been.
It's definitely a new routine. It's a new routine for sure. It's very, just settling in what we need to do now. So we had to do school. We had to do, nobody can really go anywhere. We can't, play with that many people. We see my mom because she lives down the road. So, yes, please, no, not now. And so, it's thankfully we're into summer now a little bit. So, we can just kind of be more relaxed with all those things. It's definitely it's busy. I mean, I'm one of those people who likes to, go and do stuff in between my work and all that. And it's really taught me that, it's okay to just be at home and enjoy each other and what we have. So just very thankful that we have a backyard and just places for them to run around. And I think daily about people that don't have as much space and kind of options to, even within your own little area. So I don't know what I would do if I couldn't let them, stretch their legs outside or whatever. So it's been an adjustment for sure, but I know that we, are very blessed to have what we have. So I know people have it a lot worse and a lot harder as far as all those things even go. So we're making it. We're doing good.
Good. All right. What do you have? What's your future plans? I know family, the kids, your husband are, of course, and your church are all the things in your life. But musically, do you have anything that you want to do in the future that you haven't done, or?
Well, again, I'm really, I don't even know how this whole session thing really kind of is what it is now, but I'm so grateful for it. I love being able to be home, be a mom to my kids, and also still have my creative outlet and to be doing what I love to do in this way. I think it's really an exciting thing to get to be a part of, to help people's, songs, work tapes turn into a finished product. I love that I get to do a lot of different things. I get to, sing a lot of different types of songs. I get to do, pop, country. It's just always changing. So that's really fun. I would love to continue to grow this little, business that I have, because I just think that, music helps everyone through anything. So it's always important to have music and to be creating and and I love that I get to help people continue, finish their process that they've started. So I want to continue to do all of this that I'm doing. One of the things that I've been also really lucky to be a part of is to sing with a few artists on the road, like just enough to, to be gone here and there, but not too much. So that's something I would love to continue to do. One of the artists that I sing with is Christopher Cross, who is just awesome, wonderful, such a talent. He sounds exactly the same as he did in the, 80s. And one of the things I always say is I'm like 1 inch away from my favorite artist of all time with him, because Michael McDonald is my jam, and they are, buds, and they sing together all the time, and they've done quite a few things together, even in the time that I've known Christopher and been a part of his company, but I've just never had a chance to be a part of those dates, So if I get to sing with Michael McDonald at some point, that will be like my Grammy moment. So I would love to be a part of anything that, Christopher's already, he's just, I can't even, I get to be in that company. So if I got to sing with Michael, that would be a check off the bucket list. And honestly, just to be able, I just feel so blessed to be able to have a little bit of both, to be creative and doing my singing thing, and being able to be a mama and enjoy my family. So any of that I can continue to do, I will.
Wonderful. Give us your website or websites where people can go and listen to your music and kind of see what you're up to and that kind of a thing.
Yeah. You can just kind of, these days you Google anything. If you Google Brittini Black, BRITTINI, get there, BrittiniBlack.com, or on Facebook, on Reverb Nation, kind of all those on iTunes. You can search Brittini Black and my Good Happens record and my America single. And I've been working for some time on possibly releasing a lullaby record, because I started that one like a couple years ago, and I really just haven't finished that, but I'm hoping to finish that, because I think that that's just something I've always wanted to do. So hopefully you'll be continuing to find some more music, from Brittini Black, the artist, but there's also just songs from all my demos floating around that people like to release and just for fun. So there's hopefully a lot of things for people to find.
Wonderful, Brittini. All right, dear, we're running out of time, so I need to let you go, and I know you've got things you need to get to anyway. So thank you so much. And as I said in the beginning, if Brittini has not sung one of your songs, you're missing the boat. You need to write one.
For anyone, anytime.
You need to write one and let Brittini sing it. So, all right.
Thank you, Chip. I appreciate you all. Love working with you.
We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye. Bye, everyone.